Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So I know I already did a banana pudding video, which I'm going to leave in the description box below, but I am doing a different version of banana pudding. I'm doing Rumchata banana pudding. This is for the adults only club at the cookout. So let's just hop right into the video. First, we want to start off just like how we do in the other video. But I'm doubling the recipe. So instead of doing 1.5 cups of sugar, I did 3 cups of sugar. And then I added in 12 eggs. And what I've noticed is when you're adding in your cornstarch, I base it by how many eggs. So since I did 12 eggs, I'm going to do 12 tablespoons of cornstarch. So if you're doing half the recipe, you're doing 6 eggs, you only need 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. So here comes the difference. We're adding in, instead of adding in 8 cups of milk, we're going to add 7.5 cups of milk and then 1/2 cup of Rumchata. You don't want to give too much in the Rumchata. You want like a hint of rum, the taste. You don't want to overpower the banana pudding with Rumchata. So just 1/2 cup, and then you want to stir your life away. Now, I was making a lot of these banana puddings, so I doubled the recipe. I don't think I'm gonna do that again because my arm started hurting because I just had to keep whisking. Like my arm was on fire. But here I'm just putting in 2 tablespoons of vanilla and a pinch of salt. And I continued to whisk and my arm continued to hurt. So you know what I did? I was like, let me work smart, not hard. So when the pudding started to get thick but wasn't at the right consistency for me, I pulled out my KitchenAid and I used the flat edge beater piece. And I let the KitchenAid do the whisking because I couldn't do it no more. And as you can see, I'm pouring it into the mixer and my pudding wasn't done at all. And I was not doing a good job of whisking after a while because it was so much pudding and that pudding started to get thick. So it was hard for me to really get it, smooth. So I used the flat edge beater and then I cut my settings on 2 and I let it go. And I let it go and I let it go and let God. And let me tell you something. That pudding came out nice and smooth. I think I'm honestly going to start using the KitchenAid to like this method because that KitchenAid, I mean, it just did wonders. I'm telling you, better. It was mixing better than I could ever do. So I let it mix. And then if it was too thick, I added a little bit of milk here and there until I got it to a nice, smooth consistency. And baby, let me tell you, look at the pudding. That pudding looks store-bought, but it was homemade. So I used my KitchenAid. Once it got to that consistency, I let it stop, and then we were ready to assemble our banana puddings. Can we just get a round of applause for this homemade pudding? Look how smooth that is. I mean, I'm telling you. But we're going to go to these mason jars. So I got these mason jars off of Amazon. It is for a bridal shower, so I'm doing it in the mason jars instead of the cups that I showed you guys before. So you know how I do. I just crumbled up the vanilla wafers and put that on the bottom. I also think next time I'm going to put a little layer of the pudding on the bottom so that, the cookies on the bottom can get even soft and melt in your mouth. I mean, they were still soft, but they can get softer. So I did that. Y'all know how I do. I don't like bananas like that. I like my stuff to be wafery. I know that's not a word, but that's what I'm going to say. And so I did wafers, 2 to 3 slices of bananas, and then put more wafers on top of that. And then I added in a generous amount of that pudding because I made a lot. So I was going to use every single ounce of pudding that I made because I had a hard time making it. So I put 1 scoop of that in there. And then once you do that, you want to put some more wafers on top. And I used about 3 to 4 cookies, more cookies on that. And it's okay that the pudding is all over the mason jars. It's okay because that's going to be covered. I'm going to show you. Don't worry about that. So once you put more wafers on top of the pudding, you want to then put 1 more scoop of pudding on top of the wafers. And you don't want to fill it all the way to the rim because you also, remember, you got to put that whipped cream on top of it. So now that we have all of our mason jars assembled, we are going to cover them with their lids, place them in the refrigerator. You can replace them in there for about 4 to 5 hours. I like to do mine overnight so that pudding can gel and the cookies can get soft. And because that pudding is still like warm, them cookies are going to melt into that pudding. Delicious. But this is how they look once we are putting them in our refrigerator. And then after I left them in there for about 14 hours. And 14 hours later, they look like this. They are ready. Delicious. So now we are just going to pipe our whipped cream on top. There is no fancy way I do this. I'm using a piping bag and I'm just going to pipe it on top. I'm not going to put a lot on there though. Just enough to cover, the pudding around the rim and stuff. And I told you don't worry about that. That's because we're covering it with the whipped cream. Now, once you put all your whipped cream on top, this is just like the other video. I took a mini vanilla wafer and I'm just going to place that in the center of the whipped cream. But you don't have to do that. You can serve them just like this. I just like to be extra, I guess. So once I put them on top, I then take some wafers, crumble them up, and just put a little bit of crumbles on top. Now, this is the best part right here. Because this is not regular banana pudding, this is Rumchata banana pudding. I ordered these cupcake pipettes off of Amazon. I will definitely leave the description in the description box below. I will leave the link, but you can drizzle it on top like I'm doing, or you can place the pipettes in the actual banana puddings themselves, but I'm just going to drizzle them on top, and that's it. Easy, simple banana pudding. No, Rumchata banana pudding. Let me clear that up. Rumchata banana pudding. This is for the adults only at the cookouts. Delicious. I'm telling you, you gotta try it. It's better than regular banana pudding. But be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and wash them hands. And I will see you guys at the next video.